gentlemen, the show is about to begin.
I have a bone to pick when it comes to Madden and his selection of pitchers. One by one, they're falling by the wayside thanks to goddamn train stuff.
A lot of things got accomplished. Otani,
The Angels lead the goddamn league with injuries again. I am beyond pissed off right now because the only thing I want to yell was fuck! Hey, welcome into the Top Fox post-game show on the Halos Baseball Network, which is the Halos and the Infield Baseball Network. Sorry, I had to take two on that one. I'm not going to go with a long, drawn-out start with the show again because I was starting that, and then I had all kinds of technical difficulties. So let's get started with the show real quick. First off, I'm going to say real quick, Otani came out there and just did not have it too much in this game, especially in the second inning. Got out of a jam in the first inning. The game was won and lost in that first inning. Like I said before, Otani struck out. Mike Trout with a freaking solo home run with nobody on. You're going to see a lot of that with the lineup as stupid as it is right now. The Angels had a chance to get a third run, but our boy Wade was thrown out at home. He didn't take advantage like Houston did when Marsh made the bad throw. He ran through no stop sign by Phil Nevin at third and was gunned out pretty easily. It could have been 3-0. They could have kept the rally going. Who knows who would have gotten a big hit next, but the Angels left a runner out there. Then the bases were loaded. The Rangers got a big hit from their catcher, Jonah Heim, who had a huge night tonight, killed the Angels by himself. He went 3 for 4 with 5 RBIs, including a grand slam on a line drive 0-2 pitch that was up in the zone. That looked like Kurt Suzuki was catching back there because there was quite a few 0-2 pitches that were way too hittable off Otani's arm when he could have been throwing split fingers in the dirt. He left a slider up and out over the plate, and Heim, who's not really a power hitter, just took him deep. It was 4-2. He gave another run. Joe Madden with a quick hook again, took him out of the game, and then the Angels pitcher had him on, who made his debut. Brian Moron had I think Seager 1 ball or no balls 2 strikes. The pitch before or the pitch after the 0-2 pitch was right there in the corner that the umpire was calling all night for Texas pitching, high and inside on the right-handed hitter against the left-handed Seager. He called it a ball, and it was taken over the next pitch was taken over the right field fence to make it, was it 7-2, pretty much killing the game right there. The Rangers would add a few more runs on to make it 10-2. He was charged with 2 runs, and then Jaime Barria gave up 1 more run, earned a run on that one. 6 earned runs went to Shohei Otani, 3 2/3, 6 runs, 6 hits, 5 strikeouts. Angels lineup didn't do too much. He had a single or a double late in the game. Otani, when it didn't matter, went 1 for 4. Trout went 1 for 4. Jared Walsh went 1 for 4. Rendon went 1 for 3 and 2 walks. That's why he should be in a 2 spot. Brandon Marsh should be leading off. He went 2 for 5. He had 2 RBIs. Stassi went 2 for 5 in a home run. Rojas went 0 for 2 and an awesome drop in the first inning. That was amazing. Matt Duffy came in 0 for 1, struck out. Tyler Wade 1 for 2. Joe Adell went 1 for 2. And Andrew Velasquez went 1 for 4. I'm not even going to get into the Rangers recap on what they did, but they won 10-5. Angels got 3 runs late in garbage time, and when it did not matter, they had 3 big errors tonight. Not a good way to start out your first game here on the Texas two-step. The Angels got to get their shit together and play a lot better against these teams. Because, look, we talked about it in the preseason. You can't be losing games to now Oakland, who slides into where Seattle used to be last year, and the teams that you need to beat to get to the postseason. These division games are huge. And so far out the gate against the division, it's early, yes it is, but we're 1-4, and that's not good. Like I said before, I don't worry about the East. I don't worry about the Central. The fact that we have this unbalanced schedule, you need to beat up the teams that are in your division. Now, are we going to sweep the Texas Rangers? No. Are we going to take some losses? Yes. But you have to win the majority of them. Against them and Oakland, you kind of got to go toe-to-toe and get over the hump with Seattle. And then Houston is gravy. If you can take the series with Houston, who knows? Maybe that gets us the division. But I think if you're able to beat 3 out of the 4 teams in your division, have a winning record against them, by the time this season's over, you should make the postseason with what you do in the regular season against those other teams. I think we fare pretty good outside our division. It's just this inside the division, we kind of like shit ourselves. So this was a tough game to watch. Shohei Ohtani, just, oh my God, you know what? I might as well just get it over with right now, dude. I mean, I have to. We've been doing this. It's a new thing. It's presented by Paul Sereno. It's the Nacho Night, you know, because he just loves eating helmet nachos from Anaheim Stadium. He takes them on the road. He gets them dashed. It costs quite a bit, but here we go. Here's his segment.
Why do you fill me up, buttercup, baby, just to let me down?
Nope, wrong segment.
All right, folks, it's Nacho Night.
And the Nacho Night player of the game, where we tell you who is the worst player of the game. I have to give this to, a dual prize. They're going to share this Nachos helmet together, and that's going to be Joe Madden, again, pulling Ohtani a little bit early, 70 pitches, having zero faith in your pitcher. I say you should at least let him get that last batter, because he didn't let him get that last batter, 3 more runs came across. And then you look at, I give it to Joe Madden for his decisions on the lineup every night. I mean, he's terrible at making these. He refuses to switch up the lineup at the 1-2 spot, and it's going to be a problem as we move along. And Shohei Ohtani's numbers, again, he had the 1-for-4 night, struck out a couple times, and then the pitching, obviously, 3 2/3, 6 earned runs, 6 hits. He had 5 strikeouts and 2 big walks. He looked pretty flat tonight, so that was not good. So as we do on every show, we read every comment, we get into everything, we let you know what's going on. We take your take. Obviously, your opinion matters. We're gonna have phone calls later. I'll give you the number and when to call in, just not yet. I want to catch up on the comments. We read everything. If you want to hear your pretty voice on the line here and get on the air, you can at some point here. I'll let you know the number, and then we can start with some phone calls after we get into these comments. And then, like I said, check us out. Check out the pre and post game shows on the daily. Pass the word around about Halos in the infield. See, we're already getting a phone call when I said we'll call later. Well, hold on. Let me get to some of these goddamn comments first. I knew that was gonna happen. Christopher Rojas says Buttercup post game too. No, yeah, because we got thrown off. What was up with the commentary today? Oh, that's the other thing. Richard Alonso says the commentating was putrid. Matty V in a truck is not going to work. Why are we continuing with this? If we're gonna get Matty V, let's pay him to be on the freaking road. If we're not, from the truck is terrible. He was so late on the Mike Trout home run. He was late on everything. There'd be a ground ball that got past the second baseman in the first inning, and he's already and the pitch, and it already got past the second baseman. He's like, ground ball to right. The runner was already getting to third, going from first to third, and then he's like, oh, and it squirts by, and the play's he was already late 2 seconds. It was pathetic. I don't like him calling games from the truck. It's terrible. Ohtani is it was Nacho Night. Ryan says, Todd, get me in. I will get you in, Ryan. Trust me. I'll tell you when to call. I know his pain. All I know is pain. Swamp Vermin says. Yvette says bath bomb toaster night. Yes, right there. Just drop the toaster in the freaking bathtub tonight. It was one of those nights not to watch. It was over early, wasn't it? Stevie Lee says, I believe Madden is allergic to leaving a pitcher in more than 4 or 5 innings. That makes a lot of sense because he does not have any faith in a pretty good, decent, getting better pitching rotation. Ohtani shit himself, Mateo says. John says pitcher and leadoff. There you go. Ohtani is overrated. Anthony Gonzalez says he's off to a terrible start and it's 7 games in. But with the stats that he has, no home runs, no RBIs, you might as well have just sat him these last 7 games. Where you at, Rendon? PP out. Oh, jeez. Bartolo says no coaching staff. There you go. You batting Ohtani leadoff is not doing any favors. John Branch says, I totally agree. Bartolo Munoz says, change the freaking lineup. Yes, I think that we can all agree on that. Armani says, I hope Mike Schmidt is our next manager. He's not afraid of getting into players' faces. Maybe we need a manager, Armani, that is more not players. Players coach. Maybe we do need someone that's going to freaking be upset and get in your face. Anthony Carrillo also echoes my sentiments where he says Wade killed the Angels' momentum. That's exactly what Gooby said. Gooby said the same exact thing. He says one thing you want to do is keep momentum, and a big play like that gives it back to the other team, and look what happened. Mateo says, James, I was working, so I missed the game. You missed a lot of, and Courtney sums up this game as trash. James Gonzalez says, funny how I went from a high on Tuesday from the sweep of Miami to a loss tonight. Yeah, and that sucks. This is how baseball is. It's one game and then you go to the next. Shake it off. Come back tomorrow. Halo already says Halo diehards. Good comment right there because that's what you got to do. Bases loaded. Loading says, oh no, we suck again. There you go right there. And he says, I hate this lineup. Yvette says. John says, might as well play Adele today. Dan Rio says, door dashing instead of watching the shit show. Well, maybe you're door dashing some nachos to our boy over there in Texas, Mr. Sereno. Bartolo says, Joe Adele throwing up. Rendon had also playing like hot garbage on both sides. See, Anthony Gonzalez says, I hate Madden keeping the same shit lineup. Yeah, he really does not know how to take criticism or switch things up. He has to be right. That's one thing I've noticed with him. At Yvette, nope, let's do this. Let's get this going. John Branch says, we should have started Mayfield at third base tonight. At least he's been run producing. He's the guy that's going to do it left and right. Like, he's going to come up there and, I don't know. I'd love to see Mayfield play a little bit more consistent, but I don't know if he's that type of player. He is who he is, but you're not going to sit a guy you're paying that much money to, and the only hope is he's off to a slow April, and that is Rendon. And hopefully he gets going. John says, division, no shot. You never know, bro. You never know, but you really can't lose games like this and be under 500 in April. Good teams don't have bad Aprils. I mean, there is an exception to the rule. We've seen the Yankees start off slow. We've seen the Dodgers start off slow. Boston, teams like that, but they have the money behind them, the agents, the team. They have the depth. They have the minor league system, everything to turn things around and make it to the postseason. Atlanta made brilliant moves during the season to get their season going late, and I'm talking late in the year, August and September. No one would have picked them to have won the World Series earlier in the season. So I'm not saying this team is World Series bound, but they were giving us something to be excited about, and I still think they're going to reach the postseason. The division was never a goal of mine, as far as winning that. It's getting to the postseason. I think we can get second place, but losing games like this, you're not going to get that first place because you need to win against teams that are inferior. Madi says, Buttercup. Chase says, Madden needs to stop being so quirky with his freaking lineups. Texas taking 3 out of 4. Nothing's changed. Damn, James, it better not be. I was predicting 3 out of 4 over the Rangers, but I hope it doesn't go the other way. Yvette's talking to Halo Diehard saying this lineup is ridiculous. I will get you in, Ryan. Trust me. But what you got to do here, Ryan, call the phone number when I tell you to call the phone number because I can't do a 1-and-1 on the picture, so I can have you call in. Buttercup on my own show. Yes, I was. Ohtani gets shelled. Unpopular opinion, Ohtani sucks. I think you're going to get a lot of that, especially if Grillmaster comes on. He's going to say, DFA him. He's not Major League caliber, blah, 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 blah. Coing says, umpire sucked tonight. Yes, he did. Bartolo says, all I have to say about the game is, so another throw-up emoji. The Rendon Revenge Tour. What the fucking joke. Let's see. 2 balls, or the ball is over the wall by the time Matty V reacts. He does, dude. It's terrible. The ball is way over the fence. The guy's rounding second, and he's like, it's gone! And he's all trying to be excited. It's like, bro, come on. Happy I had the radio feed going despite the fact Terry and Mark did the game from the Big A, and they still do a better job. They couldn't even get the score right. Yeah, the score was wrong. I like that they took the cowboy hat. Yes, Yvette! They took the cowboy hat and Trout wore it. See, that was the thing. We got into this debate the other night on Tuesday whether it was going to be just a Rendon thing because he's a quote-unquote from Dallas or a Texas native. But the fact that Trout used it tonight, that's an Autry thing. That's something that we're hopefully going to see all season long, and to get some camaraderie and some real, back and forth with the fans or the players. It could be a cowboy hat giveaway. Who knows? The Halo Realm says, can Randy make a hat that says chumps instead of champs? Knocking my hat, I see. Randy says Mike Schmidt is in a heartbeat. John Branch says, I think Madden is falling into the league-wide trend of being overly cautious with pitchers. Yes, John. Absolutely. Look. You can go back 10, 15 years and see that starting pitchers at least pitch more pitches than this. You can go back 20 to 25 years and see them go traditionally over 200 innings, even average pitchers. But they can't even sniff that because of the analytics and all the eggheads saying, "Oh, we got to take these pitchers out after 4 innings." So yes, fuck it. Bring Bobby Valentine in. He's in the studio. He can come in, Anthony. Rob says Ohtani needs the time to breathe. Like leave him. Like leadoff doesn't work. Dude is pressing along with the rest of the team. Many strikeouts. Also, thank you for the repost today. Appreciate y'all. Hey, we love you too, Rob, for sure. Fernando says, I hope the Rockies fire Bud Black, bring him to Anaheim. That could be a good move because anybody that goes to Colorado, I don't count what they do as a manager over there because how the hell are you supposed to do anything? That's why I did like Clint Hurdle back in the day. I think Clint Hurdle was, correct me if I'm wrong, took the Rockies to the World Series, and then he also took the Pirates into a lot of playoff runs. 2 bad franchises with terrible owners that refused to improve the team, and that manager willed those teams to the World Series and the postseason. But other than Clint Hurdle in Colorado, I don't think. But I don't really take what anyone does when they go there to Colorado because you've seen good managers like Jim Tracy, Bud Black now, a few others that have gone there, and you can't win if they're not going to spend. You can't win if they don't draft good or get good pitching. So there's that. Can we talk about how freaking enthusiastic versus Matt Vasgersian was about the Texas Grand Slam? Sounded like he was calling the game for the Texas broadcast. Dominique, that's why he's comes in from what's it called? He comes in as a national broadcaster where he's not really picking sides. I don't think he's got that mentality yet that, hey, I have to call things better for the home team. Yes, it's okay to be like, oh, wow, that's deep in struck, and that's a grand slam. Okay, I get that, but you can't be like, oh, my goodness, because that's the road team, and you're going to piss off the fans. So he hasn't gotten that yet, and again, he's calling the game from a freaking truck. He's not. I mean, look, we had faster reaction time than he did, and that's why his play calling was terrible. Player's manager doesn't always work, Yvette. Yes, exactly. Sometimes you need a disciplinarian. Hey, sir, can we stop having Ohtani leadoff? Boy, if it can get that message over to him, that'd be great. If Vasgersian is calling the games from the truck, is Gooby calling it live from the park? I don't know, but Gooby has the sense to at least know when and to let the pitches go or the play goes to where because he didn't seem to be off at all. So if he's calling from the truck, Gooby is a constant professional. He knows exactly what he's doing. I'm not saying Matt is either, but your hamstring on the play calling, you got to know that going in. They got to do better. There's no other way. They got to do better. Madden is no longer family. Let's see. We also have let's see if Vasgersian is calling game. Oh, I already read that one. Anthony says, did you see Pujols attempting to steal second? And the pitcher rolled off the ball to third baseman. How embarrassing! Oh yeah, if you didn't see it, check it out. I think we put it on our page or on our reels. Our boy Pujols, everyone's favorite. Yeah, he tried to steal third base, and the pitcher just soft tossed it over to third and threw him out by a mile. Still, it was pretty pathetic. I mean, those are the type of things you don't miss. Like everyone cheered him when he hit the home run the other day, but he gets into those what do you call it? What is it? He gets thrown out all the time. You know what I mean? He's a terrible base runner. Matt Grillmaster says fire Joe Madden. Armani says why haven't any reporters asked him if he was about to change the lineup? Because Armani, we have the most spineless. I'm gonna say it. I'm not supposed to. I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but we have the most spineless beat writers for this franchise. Nobody wants to ask the tough questions. Nobody wants to call this organization out. So that's another reason why, the GM, whoever slides in here, doesn't have much pressure. It's not like the Dodgers, not like the Red Sox, not like the Yankees. They don't have beat writers hounding them every night. They get softball questions after the game, and Joe Madden fires back with a offhanded joke, and everyone just falls in line. Nobody's like, well, why didn't this happen, Joe? You know what? Nobody calls them out. There's no controversial questions. It's just softball after softball after softball. So he's not being held accountable, and he's not really hearing it from the fans because we don't have a beat writer that's in his face saying, bro, these lineups aren't working. How can you defend the lineup hitting under 200? How can you defend the 1 and 2 spots not getting on despite them being your best players? How do you defend the solo shots? How do you defend the run differential to the other teams? Nobody's asking him things because no one has the balls to do it. So when we get someone with balls to ask these questions, he's just going to continue to be like, well, I guess I'm doing what's right. And we have an owner that's too busy, that's drinking too much, and that's like, well, hey, as long as you guys were out there trying, that's all that matters. Well, he's not pressuring them either. because I think he wants to just get above 500 so he could show up at games. But he'll start to get on Madden, I think, at some point, and I think Perry Manassian will. But we just don't have the reporters to get up there and actually do something. Sorry, got into a rant there. James says, ready for paper bag hit. No, it's way too early for that. And I'm not even going to read Grill Masters because he's going off right there. Laugh my ass off. Yvette says why they would do that. Mateo says, we can't be mad about losing to the Rangers. They are a Major League Baseball. Yes, we can, because we are. If we're going to take the next step, get to the postseason, we have to beat the teams that are below us, and we have the talent that's above them. So let's make it work on the field. That's what's frustrating. Grill Master says, can't fight it when we're down on games. That's pathetic. Here we go. DFA, Wade, Martian, Ohtani, Rojas, and Vasquez. There we go. I got triggered tonight, James. There's no problem with that. Rob says, how is Grill Master still on the page? We have to do. We have no DFA clause. Oh yes, here we go. Let's see. He said only. Hold on. I will get to the phones in a minute. Give me a few more minutes just to read a couple more comments. I'm almost there. Is Jose Mota on the Dodgers now? Yes, he is, Jack. Jaime says the Angels are the Lakers of baseball, star power, and they suck. We'll see, at least in baseball or in basketball, you can point to two people and say, well, those two stars aren't getting it done or they have injuries. It's much easier to win in basketball than it is baseball. I bet you once Ohtani leaves at the leadoff spot, we will start hitting. I'm with you there all the way, Mateo. I miss Clint Hurdle, James says. I don't care that my boyfriend says Madden sucks as a coach. He still sucks, or that he's says Madden sucks as a coach. Well, you know what? Look, whatever your boyfriend said, I'm telling you, Madden is, and I thought was going to be good for this team, but he is so damn stubborn, so I really can't take this right now. Angel Central checks in with says, who enjoyed Mike Trout wearing that cowboy hat? I think a lot of people loved him wearing that hat, Angel Central. And then bring Victor Rojas back, maybe, but he's too busy trying to get this team winning in Texas, which is the what is it called? The minor league squad. Angel Central also says Joe Madden is the best manager. No, I hope that's sarcastic. I miss Rex doing the games and calling the plays. Yes, Rex and Steve were my favorite. I'd rather listen to Matty V than Charlie Steiner. Oh yeah, Steiner's bad too, Anthony Gonzalez. If you saw that home run, that was supposedly a home run the other night. We're making fun of Pujols, yet he gets he got out our asses kicked. Yes, he did. I guarantee you that the Angels screen the media questions. That is the only reason why the beat writers suck. They never ask those challenging questions and represent how us diehards feel. Exactly, Jaime. Terry Smith should be on the simulcast. I agree with that, but he doesn't have a face for TV, so that's the reason why they've never given that to him. It's sad, but it's true. Our beat writers can suck a dick. That's what Randy says. Off-season moves seem like a waste. It's way too early to say that. How are people afraid of Artie? I don't know. Maybe he'll throw a drink at you or something. Bartolo says Artie, who only cares about hotels and restaurants around the stadium. Rob says we got to get Elon Musk. Oh, dude, if Elon Musk was a manager, we'd be getting the best players of all time, the best pitching, best everything. I would rather spend a shitload of money on scouting, because that's how a team gets better. That's how a team stays relevant. Why was was that Tyson or Sylvester the cat? I don't know what that's referencing to, Dan. Trout needs a players only meeting and to knock some sense into the team. We'll see if that happens, because at some point it will have to happen if this team continues to suck. Matt Bush to start from the Rangers tomorrow. Okay, so Bush gets in there, Fernando, and I'll pick up the phone in a minute, dude. I had to turn the volume after the grand slam because Matty V could talk about the play like an hour later. Connor says. Yvette says Rangers were 1-5 before we faced the Angels, so they should not have lost. Exactly. Randy says I hate when I'm right about Madden. Said it all last year. He freaking sucks. Should Adele be starting more? He's going to need to if he's going to take the next step. So with that being said, let's get into the phone calls. If you guys want to call in and hear your pretty voices and girls, it's 714. Okay, I know I should have wrote this down. It's going to pop up here in a second. God, I'm blanking. 714-912-2877. The number is, again, 714-912-2877. There's a couple guys that want to get in here. Ryan, I believe, was trying to get in. If you're still listening or whatever, get in, call in. I'll put you on right away. I just can't do the picture-in-picture with this program, so I know it's not like a easy Instagram. So call in right now. We're gonna take some phone calls as I'll put up the whole Halo Fam hotline. There you go. So there's the Halo Fam hotline. There's the number to call. Let's see. Christopher Rojas says legend has it that Matty V is still calling the 8th inning right now. Yeah, he's like, the Angels still have a chance. Oh, here's a phone call right away.
Hey, it's the Halo Hotline. Who's on the line?
Hey, Todd, it's Ryan. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man?
Man, it's just so frustrating with this team year in and year out. And we're looking like we're playing in August and September already, man, with Trout really being the only one producing. And I mean, it doesn't help that our lineup construction is just not where it's supposed to be with having runners on base here. And we need the whole team to produce if we're going to be able to win these games. It can't just be the Trout show or the Ohtani show, you know.
Exactly, and even let's just put it to you this way, Ryan. If let's say Ohtani's hitting home runs right now, what do you think his numbers are if he has a couple home runs? Do you think he has more, like, say, for instance, like if he had 2 home runs, he'd have 5 RBIs? No, he'd have 2 home runs and 2 RBIs, just like Trout, because no one's getting in front of him on base either at the back end of the lineup or, you know, you got to slide them down a couple notches and let those hitters get on base. I mean, when you're facing the best hitter right away and you don't have to worry about him for another couple innings, I think that's advantage to the other team.
Absolutely, and, you know, we need more protection behind those players, too, with the inconsistency of not even just, you know, our worst hitters, but with our best hitters, too. I mean, you know, sometimes Tani's been lost. He's been striking out a lot. And Rendon is very inconsistent as well, too. And, I mean, really, I think the best hitter right now, at least getting on base, is Marsh, no?
I think it's a tie between Marsh and Stassi, actually. Stassi had one bad night, but even on a night where he went like 0 for 1, he had 3 walks, you know. So he's getting hits consistently. He's hit a home run today. And he's not even playing every day because he can't play every day because tomorrow, most likely, we're going to see Kurt.
Which is one of the most mind-boggling signings for the Angels. I have no idea what their percentage goes into. Not only that, gave him a raise this year too. But you know, Marsh should definitely be batting leadoff until Fletcher could figure it out. If he ever does figure it out again, and then we can have Ohtani second, Trout third, Rendon fourth, and Walsh fifth. That's a solid 5 right there if they're on, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be the thing if they can be on. But I like your takes, Ryan, and you know, we'll just have to like some fans have been on here saying, hey, we got to turn the page and just go with it tomorrow and see what happens. But it's hard to be optimistic when it's the same damn lineup every night.
Exactly, man. And I don't know what it's going to take for Madden to finally accept that he needs to change his ways because his ways are not getting the job done.
Yep. And one thing I do remember is this is what got him fired in Chicago, and you have to suck really bad as a manager after beating the curse of the Billy Goat to get fired.
Exactly, and you know, hopefully it's a wake-up call. I mean, like you were saying, we need to be beating these teams because, like, if we can't even beat the Rangers, how are we going to beat the Blue Jays, the Mariners, Houston? How are we going to beat Boston? The teams that actually make it to the playoffs are going to be the top teams in the league. Those are the teams we should be competing with, but we're not even competing with the bottom-tier teams either.
Yeah, and this is in April. That's very winnable. Very winnable. And you know, like I said on the other shows, you don't see Vladimir Guerrero Jr. batting leadoff. You don't see these other teams experimenting with their lineups. No, they have a core that they're going to use, and they're going to use it, and that's it.
And they can get in the rhythm. They can really find what's working out for that team and their positions. And, you know, everyone is contributing on these winning teams. You don't just have 1 or 2 people that are doing the job done. Because if our pitching's not on one night, we got to rely on our hitting. Or if our hitting's on one night and our pitching's not there, then we're going to lose the game no matter what. Everything needs to be consistent, and the Angels are just not a consistent team.
Exactly. Well, hopefully tomorrow we have better things to talk about, right, Ryan?
I hope so, man. I mean, you know, I'm always going to root for the Angels, but some days it's really hard to, you know.
Yeah, they're like that girl you just can't quit, man. You know. We all know what we can.
Keep on trying, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, bro. You have a good night. Oh, go ahead.
All right, you too. No, I was going to say, you know, we just got to keep the faith up, and you know, I also think we got to continue showing support at the games. I feel like that's been an issue with Angel fans is that they start seeing the losing ways and they give up on the team, and I think the players will definitely feed off on the energy if we continue showing the support.
Absolutely, well said. I can't disagree with that. I mean, the fans bring when the stadium's full, it brings the energy like any other, like no other stadium. I love it. So you're absolutely right.
All right, Todd, you take it easy, man.
All right, too, bro. All right, we'll see you. All right, that was Ryan there on the line. If you guys want to call in, it's 714-912-2877. See, even Yvette had to post it. Get your high school in the year that you graduated, Fernando says. James says, hopefully some hot phone calls tonight. Christopher says, guess my high school mascot. Here we go.
Let's go to the phone lines again.
Hello, you're on the air.
Chris Ranch High School, class of 2013.
I didn't need to know that, but
But good for you, son.
What's going on, Todd?
714 tickets, 714 tickets, 714 tickets for all your John Stamos needs.
But go ahead, Fernando. What's going on, man?
Oh, man. Hey, at least we lost a good team today, right? Wait. Sources tell me that, no, we lost to the Texas Rangers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Texas.
Nothing's better than sitting here about 2.5 miles away from the stadium knowing that the Angels just got their cheeks clapped.
Yeah.
It's not even the fact that they lost. Losses happen. It's early in the season, blah, 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 blah. But when you have losses where you just fall flat on your face, nothing goes right. I mean, sure, did we score, 5 runs? That's
Yeah.
fine. That's great. But, the pitching didn't get it done. And it only makes you a little more nervous with the whole Ohtani thing.
Yep.
I'm not jumping the gun yet and saying like, let's give him the Grillmaster treatment. But, it certainly is concerning when, he's not hitting, made a couple of bad pitches off his best pitch, may I add.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he trusted his splitter, which is arguably the best pitch in baseball, right? By most people would say.
Yes.
And, they found a way to put it over the wall for 4.
And what's disconcerting is instead of using that splitter, which is his go-to pitch for a strikeout, or even saying, you know what, let me go with that 96 to 99 mile per hour fastball down in the zone. Because if you saw the umpire was calling a lot of down in the zone strikes, that would key you in as a pitcher to say, okay, I'm going to keep the ball down. But his go-to strikeout pitches seem to be up in the letter high. So it was very concerning. And so, yeah, as an Angel fan, yes, you could say, oh, it's 7 games into the season. You need to have more faith. Calm down, calm down. But you can tell, like you guys have said in the comments and you said right now, he's pressing. And you have a guy who's like now being forced into a leadoff spot. He's got to jumpstart the offense, and he's got to come out there and give ace-like pitching. Yeah, you're going to get performances like this because you're putting way too much pressure on a dude like this. This is why you and me were saying they need a real ace and put Ohtani too. You know what I mean? But that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough week, and sure, the Marlins games, we swept them. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. But, let's not forget that the Marlins are a rebuilding team. The Angels are a team that's intending to contend.
Mm-hmm.
And when, you're having some bad games against the Astros and the Rangers, it just, it's hard. Part of me wants to be a little more Halo hockey and be like, oh, it's still early in the season. But the other part of me is like, if we're going to lose games, they at least need to be well played. And today's game was not well played. But, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree. Like,
we'll have James do some spiritual dance before the pregame tomorrow. Hopefully that helps.
Exactly. We'll get him some short shorts and we'll see what happens. But I think.
Oh God.
Yeah, the whole audience will be like James. But
Roger would be like James.
He's like, oh, James Gonzalez.
I haven't seen anybody move like that since I saw Tony in those muscular shirts and John Stamos.
I would have picked you up from your high school.
Yeah, right. The reason why he asked for high schools is because whatever high school John Stamos went to is just like his fantasy. Oh, Cerritos.
Yeah, everything evolves around
Cathedral.
everything evolves around Cerritos and Lakewood for whatever reason. His home's down in John Stamos.
Yeah, right. Nothing gives him a bigger like his chubby for knowing people's high school is like comparable to Grill Masters DFAs or Rally Chris's birthday celebration.
Yeah, so true. So true.
All right, man. Well, thanks for taking the call, and have a good night, Halo fan.
Yeah, you too, Fernando. Enjoy Texas, and hopefully we get well, there he goes. Who's up on the phone lines here?
Hey, it's Ace. What's up?
Hey, Ace, how you doing?
Good. It's my night off, so I thought I'd call in and chime in, wondering why did we sign Kurt Suzuki? I thought he was supposed to be catching for Otani, and he's not. He's calling.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't get it. Well, the nice thing is that was the only reason why he was signed last year, and the only reason he was signed for this year, right? Why is he not catching for Otani?
Personal catcher is not catching for the guy who was signed for. Yeah, I mean, that's a Madden thing. You know, again, Stassi put up numbers tonight, but, you know, I don't know if the rapport is better with, you know, Kurt in there and Otani. But for whatever reason, his pitches weren't exactly going where they're supposed to be. And you know, you had the umpire was, I mean, that strike zone, if that box is accurate, it was all over the place. And so you have to adjust. And if he's calling those low strikes, you know, down and in, down and away, you got to go with that. And I thought that the Texas pitcher, Dunning, switched up really good, and he got into that real good groove. And Otani didn't. You know, Otani kept sticking with whatever game plan him and Stassi had. So that was part of it, too.
Possibly. And I don't like Otani in the leadoff spot because he's got a wider strike zone. He's fishing for those away pitches, and I'm not liking that. I would like to see Fletcher or somebody else up at first, because that's what got him his MVP numbers.
Absolutely. And Ace, I think you would agree with this with all the baseball you've seen from the Big A. You know, the leadoff guy is crucial to the rest of the lineup because he's up there. He's going to either strike out or get a hit or fly out and just miss a pitch and run over to the next guy coming out of the batter's circle and saying, hey, he's doing this, the strike zone's this way. You kind of give tips to the your teammates as you're going back into the dugout. And as a power hitter, he doesn't really have that mentality because he's just up there hacking because that's what he is. And you know, he can't adjust by seeing other hitters ahead of him because he's thrown right into the fire right away. So, yeah, it's terrible, Ace. It's terrible. I mean, what would you do right now with your lineup? What would be the 9 right now?
As of right now, I would probably put Wade up top because I like his speed. That's the other thing that's missing from a leadoff spot is good speed. And I definitely, if Fletcher comes back, I would keep him at 9th because it was like having Adam Kennedy at 9th for all those years, or Figgins at 9th before we switched him to the leadoff spot.
Agree totally. Okay.
Because Otani does need to see how the strike zone is going to be called, and he is struggling with how wide the strike zone is in all the games I've seen him hit in.
Exactly, and
then
go ahead.
And Trout's trying to figure out the up and down part of the strike zone because I don't know if you remember from the first game, he allegedly was caught looking on a ball low and inside, which is kind of his wheelhouse, but he passed on it, and it looked like a ball on pitch tracks, and there was actually a ball, but then again the umpires sucked that game, so when do they not suck?
It seems like they suck a lot with us. I don't know why that is, but it seems like we get the real bad calls. That's why I was lucky the other night in the Miami game that the run that Wade wasn't thrown out because I thought for sure he was out. I was like already calling it like, yeah, that's an out. But yeah,
but it was what they're challenging again. Again, that's the other part. It's what Madden is challenging.
Yeah,
he was challenging if on that game he was challenging if the fielder was allowing the base pass to the runner, and that was what that was deemed to be overturned, or that stayed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he was called safe initially. So.
Yeah, it's sort of not. They haven't gotten the NFL rules exactly with baseball because the whole play is usually challenged in football, and if the umpires catch or the refs catch something, they'll call that with a call. But you have to be specific exactly what you want to challenge, and he challenged the wrong thing, like you said. Jeez.
Well, in the second game against the Marlins, it was the right challenge. So
yeah, it worked out.
We'll take that one.
Yeah.
I can't believe he won a challenge this year. Oh, and plus, I just know we can't win any challenges against the Astros because anything they do, no matter what other team I've seen on TV, it goes the Astros' way.
It sure does. It sure does. Even when it's blatant, too. So. Very
Yeah.
frustrating. Well, Ace,
And they deserved all those boos.
yes, they did. Yes, they did, and they deserve more. I think there has to be a noisemaker night or something to where we can make the boos even louder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why don't they? The cowbell night should have been on an Astros night. Why is it against freaking the Guardians?
Exactly. Makes no sense.
Anyway,
All right, but thanks, Ace, for calling in, and don't be a stranger to the call-in line because your knowledge is queen on here. We love your baseball knowledge.
that's cool. Yeah, right now we're trying to make friends with Ryan Moran, so he's cool.
Yeah. There you go.
He's talkative. Yeah, so we're trying to find more talkative people on the team. So ever since we lost Selman, so he used to be the talkative guy on the team.
Yeah, that's true. We also need leadership. We'll see if that comes this year too. But
Well, I can tell you who it is in the bullpen right now. It seems to be Jose Quijada of all people. I'm like, really?
wow.
Because he's the one calling. Yeah, if you see him, he's like, hey, let's go check this out. He's speaking in Spanish to some of the Spanish players and broken English to some of the to the best he can to some of the others. This is what we do. Like, I don't know if you guys see if they show this on TV, but all the starters, they still come up to the bullpen and watch the current day starter come up there, and then they talk about stuff. And sometimes they'll say something to one of the pitching, to either Matt Weiss or to Dom, and then he'll talk and say, hey, you're doing this to the starting pitcher. I like to see that kind of stuff. Syndergaard's been doing that. He did that in the first game against the Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
He said something to Dom, and then Dom ended up saying something to the pitcher. So I think it worked out for him that first game. So.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear because that's some of the stuff that most fans don't get to see. But even when that happens, that's leadership being. And Syndergaard looks like a guy he wants to win. He's not only trying to prove himself a contract, but he's trying to help his team get to where we got to go. And he's exactly the type of guy. And then Quijada, I mean, that's good to hear about Quijada and the other pitchers. If they get that camaraderie, that's only going to pay off later in the season because. To me, even though we had a stinker today, I still don't think the pitching's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We got to score some runs and not make so many errors. Had 3 errors tonight, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people, you get a different point of view when you're sitting behind the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you get to see when Rysel comes up. He doesn't come up till about the 5th inning anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That was the same thing Percival did, and same thing that K-Rod did, and Hudson. I can go on and on about all the closers that didn't come up till about the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning because they get into their groove thing. Or if you ask, like when we had Fieri, he would be like, I need to get into my rhythm kind of thing. So some pitchers are like that. And I kind of wonder if Ohtani didn't seem to have a rhythm today out there on the mound.
That's true.
So I'm like, well, why isn't Suzuki catching it? Get back to why isn't Suzuki catching? So.
That's another question, though, Ace, that if you were a beat reporter, I'm pretty sure you would ask Joe Madden. But since we have the beat reporters they have, that's not going to be asked.
Oh, my God. Our beat reporters also report on other teams. That is what's annoying about some of those people.
That is true. They love to give interviews to podcasts, radio shows, and television shows about other teams, but not ours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'll let you go.
All right.
I'll let
Thanks,
somebody
Ace.
else have the floor.
Thank you for calling in. Don't be a stranger.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, that was Ace on the line right there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. She knows her stuff, that's for sure. Christopher Rojas says classic. Dan Rio says Wade needs to lead off Ohtani, then Trout. Christopher Rojas also says is it me or Wade it likes to get his jersey dirty and constantly sliding and diving for no reason. That should be backup, Jacob Garrett said. Wade almost took the umpire out. He almost did, yeah. Over, under, Ohtani bats lead off the whole trip. Hold on, we got another call here.
It's the Halo Honk line.
Ace is our ace.
Right? She is our ace.
You know it.
Yeah.
Carlsbad High School, 2007.
The Wayback
and
Machine.
I didn't have a bike.
You didn't have a bike?
No.
Okay, what was your
Anyway.
what was your mascot?
Lancer, whatever the hell that is.
It was
The
Lance.
night.
Someone asked me in the
I didn't
comments
care.
what the mascot was for their school, and I'm gonna guess leprechaun. I like leprechauns because they follow the Lucky Charms. But go ahead.
Oh boy. Yeah, this night triggered me, and then I saw you were talking, and I was like, Short shorts. The hell? Pre-game show. I mean, I have short shorts, but I don't wear them in public, of course.
Well, we're trying to turn the
You know,
tide
I'll
and
do-
whatever works.
And the tide is high. Anyway, I'll do anything for the page. Almost anything.
Okay, Meatloaf, you're all, but just not that.
I'm open to it. You know.
Okay.
Anyway, I wish we had an owner like George Steinbrenner. I
Okay.
can recall the scenes that he had. He was, yelling down to, Billy Martin or whomever, doing his little wave after they lose and he's pissed and he goes down to the locker room and, gives hell to everybody. I think it's already August up in here. Everybody's pissed. Yeah, everybody's fighting with one another. I wish it was that way with the team. I wish there was accountability after tonight. We're only 7 damn games in, and I'm pissed already. Like, hey, I'm ready for those bagheads, man. I'll make you one, dude. Like, I'm ready to go.
Well, let me tell you what's wrong with this organization. Just like, I'm not going to get into politics, but you know how like China or Russia can pretty much control the media, and the media doesn't know that if in Russia that the war is a war. They think it's a training drill. It's sort of like that with baseball for the Angels, because we have one network, because AM 570, all the other stations, ESPN 710, they're not going to report on the Angels. They're worried about the Dodgers, Lakers, and the Rams and Chargers and stuff like that. They're not going to care about the AM 830. AM 830 is on an island by itself. And so Angel fans only can hear what they're hearing from their own radio station, and you got a bootlicking house man and Roger Lodge who's just going to tell you the ups, not the downs. If you call in with the downs, he'll hang up on you. But if you want to kiss his ass and say, okay, I love Ohtani, I think he's doing great, he's going to turn around 40 home runs, he'll give you 10 minutes of airtime. He'll cut me off in 30 seconds if I call. He just will. And then you think about the post-game show. They used to take calls with Terry Smith. Terry Smith, it got to be too much for him. Instead of hiring someone that would take phone calls like we're doing on a damn Instagram page, they have Trent Rush, who's just reading tweets, and he gets to pick and choose the tweets he gets to read. He doesn't read every comment. I'm pretty sure there's mean tweets, there's upset tweets, there's frustration, but you'll never hear that because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know the real hardcore Angel fan is not happy right now and has not been. So they're going to tweak the news to what the average fan is going to be like, oh, you got to stay positive, got to stay positive. The ones that listen to AM 830, now the ones that are on here on our other pages are able to voice their opinions. That's the real pulse of the Angel fan, not the one that's on AM 830.
That's us. Well, the real us, I guess. And that's why you tell it like it is, man. Man, the Knicks do that with James Dolan.
Mhm.
They do the same thing where they shutter all of the negativity and, oh, no, you can't ask that question. Oh, no, our players can't say anything negative about the ball club, even though they're part of it. It just has to stop, and there has to be realness, and that's why this page is awesome. I'm not just saying that because I'm a part of it. It's actually true. I don't BS with people, So, hey, man, thanks for taking the call. We'll see what happens with tomorrow. Hopefully the Angels take 3 out of 4, but maybe we're looking at a split. But, man, hey, I know a lot of people aren't really, taking Texas for real, but, they made a lot of moves that the Angels really didn't.
That's true.
And it's unfortunate that they could overleap us and we'll be down there, and hopefully not with Oakland with them, but it could be a true statement where, hey, Texas and Seattle will be better than the Angels, along with Houston.
See, here's the thing, though. Like, if you were to put this into the show type numbers and do team rankings like on MLB The Show, I would have the Angels probably like at 80 or 81 in the power rankings. And then you'd have Texas at about a 70 to 71. Like, they've been rebuilding, but they're slightly better than rebuilding, and they'll nip you in the butt every now and then, but they shouldn't be doing this all the time. So that's why I think they're a slightly above middle of the road type team rankings wise. So yeah, it is frustrating though. But I get your point. You still got to give Texas some credit. It's early in the season, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right, first time, long time. I'll call in tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Later.
Say it every time. All right. And then we got some AA going on in the comments right here. Christopher Rojas says, "Hi, my name is Chris. Hi, Chris. I have been there for every Angels strikeout." And then you got Randy says, "My name is Randy, and I fucking hate Joe Madden." Hi, Randy. And Anthony Rendon. Christopher Rojas says, "Don't forget 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 drinks, seats, and for the low price of $44. There you go. Anthony Gonzalez says, "Ohtani is so stressed. Why the fuck would you be starting pitcher, batting leadoff? The guy has too much on his plate, and he has to handle it. He needs to drop in the lineup." Absolutely. Syndergaard so far has showed us that he is our ace. Yes, 1 game, but he had a damn good start. I hope he stays healthy. Jacob says, "Can you check he's talking about the phone line." Says, "We need to trade for another ace," Jacob says. And then James says, hey, what's going on here? Randy says, "I think I'm starting to learn that Ohtani can't handle a lot of pressure. That's why he'll never go anywhere else other than back home if he leaves the Angels. See, if he's here in Angels Stadium, there is no pressure. And that's I don't think he'd survive the Dodgers or the Yankees, to be honest with you." Artie likes reggae music. That's why Suzuki is here. Christopher Rojas. "When is Ace going to be on the podcast?" Yvette says, "I've been trying to get her on, and hopefully she can come on soon. It's probably hard to communicate with Shohei because he doesn't know He does know English, dude. It's just not one of his preferred languages." Randy says, "Imagine having Fletch, Wade, Marsh in a row. If they could get on, that would give pitchers fits, especially if you get 2 on, the pitcher's gonna be sweating balls." Neutral zone infraction. Mateo says, "Astros have the clubhouse view. That's why they win challenges." Randy, can you even say that about Rojas, Ward, Mayfield? Everyone on is fast on base, causing problems. That is true. You could say that about those 3. Can we replace Matty V with me in the booth? Well, if you're in the stadium where they're actually playing, you're actually better, Mateo. Let's see. Bullpen is all bad. Ronan says, "This makes me want to commit a hate crime." Jeez. Callers need to have a time limit, 30 seconds, not a conversation. It slows the show. Sorry, Anthony Gonzalez. I'll make it a little faster. At this point, let's just replace Matty V with Jim Ross. Oh, that would be a good one, 365. I'm telling you. Like, oh, he's coming in. That's a home run. Bats are ice cold, JV says. Trout hits a high and deep to center field. It's Trout here. See, I already like that one. 808 from Facebook says, "You got it. Who was the catcher for Ohtani when he pitched?" So 0-2 record. Remember the game when Ohtani was pitching bad and Kurt talked to him to change up the pitching? I recall Ohtani won the game. Exactly. Some guys just have relationships with the others. And they've seen personal catchers do really good with the players. Sam Blum does too, JV says. Okay, yeah, shout out to Sam Blum. I know he's a realist too, but there's very few of us out there. And Sam Blum has the credentials to ask the questions. You're right, JV. I forget about that guy sometimes. Mateo says, someone put the Angels back in the freaking sauna to warm up. No Marsh leading off. Edward wants. Randy says, "James!" And they're all checking in with James. Let's see. Mateo says, "Can you actually call Roger Lodge?" You can call Roger Lodge on AM 830. The problem is if you have any kind of take that's sour in any way, he just cuts you off. Rojas, Wade, and Velasquez was atrocious tonight. Yes, at 7-8-9. Joey says BS for the game. No BS, James. Raj is annoying. Thinks we are the sounding in a car horn. Or it's worse than, what is it, car horn makes not a doesn't make fan. We are Rams fan. Roger. Oh, that's what. Oh yeah, Dan Rios. What is he? I'm sorry. The thing got messed up here. I couldn't read the comment. Sometimes I get jumbled right here. Oh, I know you're a Rams fan, Dan. Me and you've had conversations before on my Facebook page. Not re-signing Alex Cobb is our biggest mistake of the offseason. I don't know about that one. It's too early, but Cobb was a definite leader in the clubhouse. Let's see. Willing to watch. Let's see. 318 is willing to watch the Dodgers. Why me? Bring back Rex and Steve. Yes, Jason Dean. I would love that. Jim Ross would be perfect. Sam Blum can suck it too. Randy says, "Oh, wait. Never mind. He's cool." Papa Fox mad at tonight's game. Yeah, he turned off the game rather early. He was pretty frustrated. Usually he hangs in there, but not tonight. That's for damn sure.
What's up, Halo Nation? It's Roger Lodge from the Sports Lodge on Angels Radio.
Sorry, Roger. This is my show now.
It's the Roger Lodge Show from AM 830. If you guys, you cool cats and kittens out there, wanted to know what I'm going to be talking about on the Roger Lodge Show on AM 830, first thing I'm going to do is tell you, don't even watch. Don't even remember what you saw last night, because it's going to be like Men in Black, where you look into that silver thing and you forget about it. Because on AM 830, we only talk about the positive stuff that happens. We don't criticize our manager for putting the same lineup out there every night. We don't talk about how Ohtani doesn't have any home runs or no RBIs through the first 7 games of the season. And we don't talk about personal catchers or what the fans really think. No, see, I'm killing my voice. We talk about only what happens when they win, and we only talk about the positives. We're very Magic Johnson on AM 830. Anything Magic Johnson, because no one is more positive than Magic Johnson. So that positivity from Magic Johnson is rubbing off on me, and I'm going to be positive, and you callers should be too. So when you think Angels, think Magic Johnson when they're losing, and you'll feel much better about yourself and about the team. Oh, sorry. That is the Roger Lodge segment. Sorry. Oh, God. Sometimes I could do his voice, and it's no problem on my throat, and then sometimes I can't, dude, and that was one of them. Damn you, Mateo. Jason says, yeah, I was that fan. Tonight tuned out and couldn't handle anymore. I don't blame you. My dad jumped off, too. Do you really consider yourselves Halo honks? I think the term is cheesy as fuck. It is, dude, 365, I am no Halo honk. Nobody that gets on this page is a Halo honk. We are no. Because Halo honks just fall in line. Halo honks don't question anything. When an Angels fan's an Angel fan, and I think there's 2 separate sides. There's the brainwashed Halo honk, and there's the real Angel fans that'll call it like it is, that'll tell you how it is, that will boo players at the stadium, and the Halo honks will be like, hey, those are our guys. Don't boo our guys. No, you pay to watch a game. If a guy comes out there and shits the bed, you're going to boo him. You know what I mean? And if they do great, you're going to cheer them. Hello, that's the part of being a fan. So I don't like the conditioned Halo honks. I'm a Seahawks fan, and when football season rolls around, and there's 2 different Seahawks fans. There's a real Seahawks fan, and there's the 12s, and I hate the 12s. It's everything's sunshine and lollipops. It's good to be real. It's good to understand that your team sucks at times. It's good to make fun of them at times. It's good to cheer them. It's good to talk them up as if they're the greatest team, better than the 27 Yankees. That's about being a fan. I just don't like when they condition you to be one way and it's got to be their way. I don't like that. I've never been about that. Fuck the announcing booth. Bring the players who win. Fuck what's being said on TV. You can always get anyone to commentate, that's for sure. Dan says, maybe that was too wordy. Roger always refers to the Angels fans as honks. I am the sound a car horn makes, and yes, go Rams. Oh, there you go, Dan. Got that one better. This makes me want to commit mass genocide so we can start and rebuild, right? That's what she said, Dan, about the throat thing. Yes, I knew you were going to go there. I think I'd rather have Frank McCourt as an owner. Oh, damn. Magic in deep. Magic all the way. Magic scores. Bobby Valentine is relevant. We need someone to keep the young ones into it. I've been a fan since. You haven't said it yet. No honks here. James Gonzalez says we need to replace Matty V with Steve Levy. Sea Chickens. Thanks, Jacob. I knew I would get some Rams fans to chime in with that. They love the making fun of the Seahawks. And I bet you guys love Russell Wilson is gone. F you all. Back to the show. Dan says Sea Hags. Jason says since the late 90s, 2000s. There you go. That you've been a while there. Mateo says Terry Collins would be a good option as a manager because he is a fiery manager. He is, but, dude, he can't be trusted long term. He's a good feeling if you've already got like Buck Showalter. Buck Showalter's not going to be around for 10 years, but if the Mets win, if they have any kind of success, he's got the team to get to the playoffs. I think they hired Showalter to be a playoff-type manager, not a facilitator, not a guy that's going to bring this team to the next level. They've already got to have a team at that level, and he's got to do what he can, use his background, use his talent, use his experience to get the team to the next level. I don't think we're there yet for a Terry Collins type of manager, but we do need some different leadership at some point. Madi says, I sure miss Victor Rojas. I think a lot of fans do. Philip says, if it keeps up, Trout will ask for a trade. I guarantee you, Philip, because that press conference in the beginning of the season, Trout's going to ask for a freaking trade at the end of the season if we don't make it. Awesome, and that's why I love this page, 365. Thank you so much, 365. I've been an Angels fan for 29 years. They can condition me to be a complete homer. I've lived through some bullshit, right, Todd? Yeah, you sure have. We all have as fans. Anthony Gonzalez says, bring Scott Farrell for dude. How does that guy? I mean, that guy's voice has been torched. I mean, how does he even talk, dude? God damn, that guy has got a deep voice, but he's funny as hell. Fan since the mid-'70s, Dan Rio says. There you go. Jacob says, oh, well, trade him for pitching. Jacob says, if it continues, who do we trade at the deadline? It's way too early to talk about it, but you know what? Right now, you'd have to think after 7 games, if it were to continue at this trend, you'd have to look ahead for a big bat at some point, you know? Dan says California Angels, baby. Oh, yeah. I mean, I love the CA logo. That's not the one I fell in love with. I fell in love with the overall A from the 80s. You know, I'm a fan since 86. So, yeah. Ace says, I'm over Artie's cheapness to the season ticket holders. There you go. See, when you're starting to alienate your most aggressive, loyal fan base, your core, that is your freaking core. Like, man, like, that's bad. When you're chasing away your freaking season ticket holders, those are the fans that love you, that ride and die with you in the football season. Like, they don't care about football season. They don't care about basketball. I mean, if the Angels do anything, it's top priority. And you can't alienate those fans. If anything, you're trying to attract more of them. So, yes, that is a problem as well. Good take right there. Randy says, any Angels fan that's a complete homer was born after the beginning of the millennium and hasn't had so many bullshit years. The last 7 years have been very much bullshit, so it's been hard to get through that. Not as bad as earlier days. You know, some in the 90s was totally bad. I think they had some of the greatest uniforms in the 90s, but they just couldn't win with those. Replace Manny V with Steve-O. Imagine. Oh, my God. That would be pretty cool. I appreciate what Trout has done, but maybe we'd be smart enough to trade him if he wanted. Look, if someone could tell me that what happened with Bryce Harper could happen with Trout, you'd entertain that, because what happened with Bryce Harper is the team he left won the World Series. You know, it was, you know, but I don't want to see that. I want to see Trout holding a World Series title like Tim Salmon and so many others, Garrett Anderson, Troy Gloss did in Anaheim. I don't want to see him do it anywhere else, and I don't want to do it without him. But that's just that's the only part where I'm a honk at, because I love Trout and I love Ohtani too. I would love to see them be the Bash brothers and win a World Series together. I really would. That'd be perfect case scenario. Angels said that they honor the opening day. Angels said to honor the opening weekend series. Artie's giving away $5 tickets. Ooh, wow. Todd, do you like Steve Levy as an announcer? He's okay, but he just does have that kind of, like, you know, voice. It's okay after a while. Not my cup of tea. Nothing changes with these fucks until someone is gone. Artie too. Grillmaster always thinks addition by subtraction. It's never the other way around. The 90s sucked a dick. Well, on that note, Randy, let's finish this show out. Everybody, thank you so much for checking in, calling in. Please continue to do so. Check us out on all the things we post on here. Like us, subscribe to the page. Check out our YouTube page for our podcast. If you don't like listening to podcasts, you could watch us over there. Check out, please, our podcast on wherever you subscribe to podcast forums. It's all free. You can listen to us there. Give us a 5-star, and we'll throw you some merchandise if it's a cool thing. Be sure to leave your handle, and we can know who you are. A couple quick ones real quick. Trout deserves to win here in Anaheim. It's been wasted years and talents. I've seen better days. James says the Bash Brothers 3-4, not 1-2. Exactly. If we aren't about winning in 2024, I can see making the trade. This season continues the way it is. Noah's not going to come back. That's the thing. We're also playing for him as well. So let's win the next 3, Jacob says. And good night, Mari, and everybody else. Thank you so much for participating.